Hey Hofstra fans, it's time once again for the tournament edition of the WB Mason Coaches Report. I'm Rob Joyce, joined as always by the head coach of Hofstra softball, Bill Edwards. Coach, disappointing weekend at the CAA tournament, but you do get an NCAA at-large bid. How are you?
Doing all right with the at-large bid.
We'll start with last week. You go down to Harrisonburg for the CAA tournament. You win game one against the College of Charleston, lose twice the next day to JMU and Towson. What was the biggest issue that you took away from last weekend?
Inconsistency. We just didn't play well when we had to, and I think at this time of year you have to be on your A game, and you have to be on your A game every pitch, every play. We were on one day, and I don't know where we were on the next day, but we certainly didn't compete very well.
Defense an issue. 3 errors against CFC left them back in the game. You had 4 errors the next day over the 2 losses. What was the biggest issue defensively?
I have no idea whether it's concentration, lack of of the individual competing, staying within themselves. They were all routine plays, plays that should have been made with some of our experienced players. So I really don't know what the answer is. I know we worked hard on it yesterday. Fundamentals are good. The intensity level of practice is good. We were good on one day, come out the next day, and we can't throw and catch. And you can't throw and catch, you can't play softball.
What does that do for a pitcher's mindset when they have to get 4 or 5 outs in an inning?
I worry about the mindset, but I'm more worried about the pitch count, because now all of a sudden the pitch count goes up, maybe 20 more pitches, for every error that's committed. The mindset is she has to keep grinding. She has to keep doing her job. She has to keep the intensity level so that she's painting the corners and not leaving balls over the plate. If she loses her competitive spirit or gets discouraged because of the errors, we're in big trouble then.
Now, what's kind of the takeaway you hope they get, knowing that you have a second life now this weekend?
You would hope that the team realizes that the NCAA and the selection committee considers us one of the top 64 teams in the country. We had an RPI of 33 at the final, polls come out, and now it's just a matter of us getting after it and playing the way that we can play. We've played so well at times this year. We got on a 10-game winning streak or whatever it is, and really played well. What happened on the weekend? I have no idea, but if it happens this weekend, we're going to be in big trouble.
One positive, Corinne Bailey, 2 home runs in that loss to Towson. She finally starting to get that swing back to what it was last year.
Yeah, she is. She adds another line in the line of force. She's been swinging the bat very well. And if we can get everybody to sort of relax a little bit, Corinne got off to a slow start because she was pressing. She wanted to do great, based upon last year's stats and last year's results, pressure herself a little bit. Now she's finally relaxed, comfortable in the batters, but you got to be comfortable ahead. And she's finally comfortable swinging to some good pitches and squaring it up and hitting it fairly well right now.
And Sunday night it took a while, but it found out you're going to Norman, Oklahoma to take on Texas A&M, also in the region, the Sooners. And Brian, what was it like in the room Sunday night?
We didn't get together as a team. I was still trying to recuperate, from the disaster on the weekend. So I just stayed home and thought we had a chance of getting in. I know the team got together, but it was good to know that the RPI got us in, our strength of schedule, and who we played early, and some of our accomplishments during the year, was part of the factor. Good thing they probably didn't get the results of the weekend, but we were happy to get in, and now it's a matter of going out there and playing some good ball.
From a broader standpoint, second straight year the conference gets an at-large bid. Last year it was JMU, this year it's you. CFC had a strong case to be in the field of 64. What does that say about the conference?
We got a tough softball conference. I'll tell you, we can play, and as I said for the last couple of years, we have possibly 3 big conferences. We have Elon coming in next year, who's a real good softball program too. So softball is, in the CAA is really one of the top conferences going now, and it's competitive every weekend, and it prepares you for postseason play. When you see pitchers like Jalen Ford and Kiefer from JMU, it really gets you ready, to play in postseason play. So. I'm really excited the way the conference is looking.
You start off Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time against Texas A&M, a team that I mean, they're getting that large bid. They're one of the lower teams in the SEC, but they hit the you-know-what out of the ball. What do you know about the Aggies?
There is no lower teams in the SEC, trust me. The SEC is the SEC, and the Big 12 is the Big 12. So we have a work cut out for us. Aggressive team, well coached, and is phenomenal coach, over 1,000 wins. So what does that tell you? Storied program, won a couple of national championships. We're excited to go and play against them because we've never played them. We've played a lot of Big 12 teams, in fact, all of the other conferences. So I'm really excited to go play Texas A&M because we haven't played them and because it's such a class program.
And Bryant, a team from the Northeast, what do you know about them?
Not much. We're doing all of our homework now, and we'll get to see Bryant play. We'll get to see Oklahoma play, because they'll play right after us. So a lot of our homework is being done now on Texas A&M, and trying to get as much information as you can. It all comes down to pitchers hitting their spots and us being able to pick up the ball and throw it. And if we can do that, and if our pitchers can locate, we don't care who we play.
And Oklahoma, the defending national champs, right kind of in the heart of softball. Patty Gasso is a great program. So what atmosphere are you expecting should you match up with the Sooners?
It's going to be great. And we've been there before, South Florida and Arizona and Alabama. We've been in this kind of environment before. We love to play in it. We're excited to go there. When you have an opportunity to compete against the best teams in the country, that's what it's all about. That's why we play the game. We want to go and represent ourselves and Hofstra and our conference as best as we can. And I really think that if we come out and play the way that we can play, we'll be competitive.
Does it help that you've been here before for the sophomores last year in Missouri, for the upperclassmen, the assorted trips they've been to? Does that help in the past?
Absolutely, because we have a very simple philosophy. It's just another game. So let's just go play softball. We've done this a million times. Since we were 8 years old, we've been playing softball, and now we're just going to play in a little bit bigger venue. And maybe there'll be a camera around, like a TV camera around. But no, we don't let the environment or the pressure of the game or the what is set up for what could be pressure game. We don't worry about that aspect of where we are and what we're doing. It's just another game for us.
What do you have to do to go down to Norman and make some noise?
We got to pitch the ball first. We got to hit good spots, real estate, location. We got to keep the ball in the park, and then if the ball's in the park, we got to make plays. And then the whole key to playing this time of year for us is to keep it close early. If we keep it close early and then find a way to win it late. And if we can do that, we'll be all right.
All right, Head Coach Bill Edwards. Go get him.
Pleasure.
Hofstra takes on Texas A&M in the first game of the Norman Regional in the NCAA tournament Friday at 6. You can watch it on ESPN3.com. I'm Rob Joyce. Thanks, Hofstra fans, for tuning in to the WB Mason Coaches Report with Bill Edwards.